Opposition MP Lisa Hanna has stirred up a dormant ant's nest with her motion in Parliament to make the offence of rape gender neutral. What does that mean, and why is it so controversial? Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. In studio with me, we have the Executive Director of Jamaicans for Justice, Michael Jackson, Advocacy Officer for the Jamaica Coalition for a Healthy Society, Philippa Davis, Policy and Advocacy Officer of Jamaica Aid Support for Life, Patrick Lalo, and Chairman of the Jamaica Umbrella Groups of Churches, the Reverend Courtney Gordon. Before we hear from our guests, though, here's what Ms. Hanna said in Parliament on Tuesday, June 11, 2024.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice that at the next sitting of the House, I will move the following motion. Whereas in our law, rape is defined as a man committing the offense if he has sexual intercourse with a woman without her consent or knowing that she does not consent or reckless disregard for her consenting. And whereas in our Sexual Offences Act, sexual intercourse is defined as the entrance of the penis to the vagina only. And whereas if the same man uses an implement or any other body part to penetrate her vagina, mouth, or anus, it is considered grievous sexual assault. Or if he uses his penis to penetrate anywhere else on her other than her vagina, he may not be technically charged for rape in Jamaica, but rather grievous sexual assault. And whereas in our law, it is only a man that can rape a woman, and a man cannot experience rape in Jamaica, whether by a man or by a woman, which is presenting a legislative dilemma, creating inequitable legal consequences surrounding how we treat rape in Jamaica. And whereas, because our legal definitions have been unchanged for centuries, many boys and men who have been or are being raped and sexually abused by men and women, or men, continue to suffer in silence and don't come forward out of fear of being stigmatized or thrown in jail, even though they are the victims. Be it resolved that we acknowledge and confront the fact that many of our boys and men are raped and continue to be raped, and change the law to give them redress and equality in our treatment of men and women in Jamaica. And be it resolved that we modify our legal definition of sexual intercourse to make the act of rape in Jamaica gender neutral. May it please you, Madam Speaker.
Okay, so where are we? And let's do a quick round. Let's do a quick check-in around the table. So just one sentence if you agree or disagree. And why? Patrick Layla, let me start with you. Agree or disagree with Ms. Hanna, and why? One sentence.
I agree with the MP Hanna. I think, for me, it's justice for all. And I think the law should protect everyone. It's as simple as that.
Michael Jackson.
Men and boys can't be raped in law. Women who are forcibly penetrated anally will not get the same protection in law, and therefore I think only common sense would require that the law is changed accordingly.
Reverend Taylor. Gordon, I beg your pardon.
I disagree with the statement by Minister Hanna, because the statement does not give due value to the biblical understanding of gender identity, and also the statement does not consider what can be done in addressing the punishment or what is leveled and the consequences of that act.
All right, and Philippa Davis?
Disagree, and the concerns that MP Hanna has raised can be resolved with the law as it currently stands.
Okay. All right. So now we know where everybody is. Philippa, I'm going to let you pick up and follow up on it. You say the concerns can be raised with the existing law, meaning
yes,
what?
Can be redressed with the existing law.
Meaning what?
So first of all, in terms of rape, the fact is that it's not gender neutral. Sex is not gender neutral. The law reflects the reality of anatomy, which is very sex specific. And the definition of sexual intercourse has to do with two particular parts of the body, which are the reproductive organs, one in the male, one in the female. That's not gender neutral. The question of consent is the other second part of the provision. And if it is that MP Hannah wants the law to respond to a situation of men being forced to have sexual intercourse with a woman, and that is not captured by the law, then the law could, that same provision on rape could be revised to change consent. Right now it's directed the woman giving consent to the man. It could be changed to the woman needing consent from the man. So the matter of consent could be redressed within the provision on rape. Regarding boys being buggered.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand that. Repeat that one for me.
She's saying that the law does not recognize a man being raped.
Correct.
In the definition of sexual intercourse on the provision for rape. And I'm saying that if she wants rape to cover men being forced to have sexual intercourse with a woman, which is what the rape provision speaks to, sexual intercourse, then the question of consent could be addressed within the provision itself. Secondly, the matter of boys or men being sexually assaulted through anal penetration, that is the provision of buggery, which currently exists, and her concern about the sentencing difference between the maximum under buggery versus the maximum under rape. We had in our submission to Parliament in 2014 put forward how that can be resolved with the existing law. One, the maximum sentence could be applied. Two, prosecutors could lay multiple charges as the facts of the case determine and argue for consecutive sentencing as opposed to concurrent, and which could provide a rather lengthy, severe sentencing. So what she's asking for can be redressed with the law as it is.
Okay, let's take the break and we'll come back and we'll pick up. I'm sure my other guests have a whole heap to say, so don't go anywhere. We'll soon come.